Navigating high school can be tough, especially for teenage girls. There's often stress from bullying or questions around identity, all in addition to schoolwork.
At the time, it feels endless, and that there truly is no respite from all of the worry going on.
Artist Sarah Curry knows this from being a student once herself and 20 years of teaching at Brush High School. Her own artwork calls attention to the lives of teen girls and the wide range of their experiences.
So I am taking tons and tons of photos, and then I take them back to my studio and do sketches and try to come up with an open-ended narrative so the viewer is able to allow their own imagination and their own experiences dictate the story behind each of the images.
Sketching from photos of both her students and family friends, Curry works in mixed media, adding to and subtracting from the canvas.
These drawings are created in charcoal first, and then I fix the charcoal with a spray fixative, seals that. Then I take inks, acrylic paints, various pigments, rub it into the drawing almost intentionally to obscure the girl. So I have to go seek her again. So there's areas where I lose my drawing and then I have to rediscover the drawing. And that's intentional part of the process for me, where losing and finding the girls allows me more time with them and kind of investigating their future and this image that everyone will see with them as though we're partners in this.
The subjects of many of her paintings are now seeing themselves on the walls of Hedge Gallery in Cleveland as part of an exhibition of Curry's work called Underestimated.
It's addressing teenage girls, and people often think of, young women as they're drama, or they're getting through things and they're not adults yet, so we can't take them seriously. But she's given these young women a platform for us to kind of understand some of the incredible struggles that they go through as they approach womanhood.
Within the exhibit, Curry also reflects on the social isolation of the pandemic through a recent series of paintings called Unattached.
I think that people falsely see girls taking selfies as vanity, where I think in actuality it's much more of journaling and documenting that time, and whether it's an outfit, whether it's a mood, whether it's an environment that they're in. I think that this is really their diary of their experiences and their emotions at that very specific moment in time.
For this series, Curry tried a new process, flocking, which added texture to the portraits.
And I chose flocking because I wanted to show that deep, dark abyss of the world as we are all experiencing it through the eyes of pandemic survivors. So I transitioned into flocking, which is basically, imagine velvet and the fibers in the velvet that are loose like a powder, and they come in a large bag, and they have a dispenser that almost looks like Comet with little holes in it, and you dispense it onto an enamel based paint that holds onto those fibers, and so it kind of bonds with that, and you cure it for 48 hours, and then you lift it upside down and all the excess comes off.
This series was done on wood panels with gouache paint, and Curry masked the portraits with essentially a sticker to isolate the subjects from the dark background.
So it's just her under this kind of like frosted, so I can still see her, but she's frosted. And I learned to make little tabs as to where she is, because after you spray with the enamel, put the flocking powder on top of it, finding that tab to lift and reveal her can be quite tricky and can ruin the flocked piece. So I did ruin quite a few and had to start over again. I had one of my girls that I had to paint 3 times.
Curry says she's excited to keep up the experimentation as well as her teaching.
the kids are the best part of the job, and the relationships with them are, I mean, I can't even put it into words. And seeing these young girls show up at the opening, witness the work in person, and see themselves was beyond my expectations. It just cracked my heart wide open. It was wonderful.